And so the pieces continue to fall into place like dominoes, god damn it. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are over here on Twitter taking our first look at yet another sneak peek for update 5.8. And this one is pretty hot, man. And honestly, I definitely was not expecting back to back to back sneak peeks this week, especially since we're still over a week away from the update. So I'm not sure if they actually like sped up their timeline. They, as in the Marvel Future Fight team, sped up their timeline just because of the fact that everything in terms of the characters and uniforms that we're getting in 5.8 was prematurely leaked by one of their staff or whoever uploading the images to the Future Fight forum ahead of time. And I'm not even gonna lie, when that happens, it kind of takes a little bit of the excitement and the hype away from these sneak peeks, which a lot of time you can really tell. Like a lot of the time, you can really tell that they put a good amount of effort into planning and designing these sneak peeks. And this one right here definitely looks like they thought about it, right? They put some effort behind it, and it's really, really cool. And I would say like 99.9% of the player base that has any kind of comic book knowledge would still, they would have still been able to decipher this thing, but it still would have been really, really, really nice if we had to actually guess and we didn't know like with 100% certainty who this is. But ladies and gentlemen, it is Taskmaster. So official, well, I'm pretty sure by now you guys take what comes off the forum, right, in terms of like the character portrait as official, but we have official confirmation here, basically reconfirming what we saw in the leaks. Taskmaster is coming to Future Fight in V580. I'm happy with this because, as many of you know, I hate day one uniforms, and I also despise day one tier 3s, even when sometimes they are like honestly a big focus as a part of the upgrade, like update, and they deserve that upgrade. I'm kind of happy because looking at this thing right here, I don't see anything that screams to me. Maybe I'm blind, I probably am, right? I don't see anything that screams to me that Taskmaster is going to be getting tier 3. If he gets it, he gets it. But I personally have been advocating that Red Skull should be the tier 3 this month. There's been multiple opportunities for Red Skull to get an upgrade via a uniform or rework or a tier 3 since the game started. I can count like 2 or 3 MCU appearances. I can count at least one update in recent memory where he was basically the driving force behind the update, which was the Uncanny Avengers, right? Where Rogue got an amazing uniform. However, the bad guy in the comic run is actually Red Skull, and he got nothing. And then they made a trailer on their YouTube channel showcasing Red Skull in this amazing looking like uniform. And I thought, yes, Red Skull is getting something. Nothing. Anyways, I digress. I'm kind of happy watching this thing that nothing here screams to me that Taskmaster is going to be getting tier 3 unless it's those 3 like clocks or whatever in the bottom right hand corner spinning that's supposed to signify that yes, Taskmaster is gonna get tier 3. Maybe he's gonna get tier 4 because there's 4 like video clips that he's rewatching, studying moves for Deadpool, Hawkeye, Captain America, and what seems to be my guy Wade. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how he plays, like how he fights, considering he's choosing these particular characters to study before he makes his Marvel Future Fight appearance. We have 3 speed characters here and 1 combat character. Taskmaster uses a sword and he also uses a shield. So looking at Deadpool, uses a sword, looking at Captain America using a shield, and Taskmaster also uses guns. Generally, characters that use guns, they generally, how many times are you gonna say generally, end up in the speed class or in the combat class. So it's kind of looking like that's where he's going to be. And if he's not the tier 3 this month, I think that's exactly where he belongs. Either in the combat category alongside his pupil in Crossbone, or in the speed category as the best speed supervillain in the game. We definitely need a king for that throne. Everybody else is just kind of like, they're like feeling like filler, like Electro kind of feels like a filler waiting for somebody like really OP to take the crown from him. And I think it could actually be Taskmaster. So I just want to ask you guys, how are you feeling now that we have the fourth sneak peek and I don't see anything, or at the very least right now, right, that signifies that Taskmaster is going to get a tier 3. Are you happy with this, or are you upset about this after waiting all this time for him to come to the game? Would you have liked it if he came in as a tier 3? Keep in mind, this is not confirmation, okay? Even though Taskmaster is being like showed here, well, he's not being shown, he's being hinted at. We have his sword and his shield right there, and he's studying some video clips which signifies that it's him watching these things, right? However, right, that aside, how do you feel about Taskmaster coming to the game and probably not getting tier 3? I want to know how you guys feel. I'm happy with it, but I'm not the only one who matters. You guys matter too. Some of you guys have been waiting for Taskmaster for a very long time, especially since he's been in the game, right, ever since the game started. When Battle World was introduced, he's the host. They introduced him to you as Taskmaster, and we've been waiting for him ever since, just like with Nick Fury. Speaking of Nick Fury, I'm happy, really, really, really happy he's not being treated like Nick Fury. No disrespect to my guy, Nicholas Joseph Fury, the Furious One. You know what I'm saying? He's an absolutely stellar character. You literally could not find a more useful, well, you can find characters pretty much as useful as Nick Fury, but he's up there in the upper echelon of the game, right? Brings the leadership, brings the support, brings amazing damage, decent survivability. Nick Fury is perfect from top to bottom. However, I'm happy that Taskmaster is not going to be treated the same way as Nick Fury when he was brought into the game. The reason why I say that is not because Nick Fury is bad, right? I just spent a couple seconds praising him. It's just because my favorite look for Nick Fury is bald Nick Fury with the eye patch in the shield outfit. You know what I'm saying? And then we got young Nick Fury as the uniform, and that just takes away from me seeing Nick Fury in the OG classic look. And so I'm happy that we're gonna get a couple months to play with Taskmaster before his MCU uniform comes in and takes away that classic look. Speaking of which, Future Fight team, please, I've been asking for this for so long, and I know I'm not the only one. Please consider, right, allowing us to, at some point, have uniforms in the game that we can equip for stats, effects, and changes, while allowing us to keep the base look for our characters. I know it seems like simple to say, but it might be really complex to do. But there's plenty of different games out there that allow you to equip a uniform or a suit, if you will, for the additional stats, and then still keep the base look. Because there's so many uniforms in the game that look really awesome that I'd want to play with, but the character is just really, really bad with that uniform, so the uniform can just never be bought or used by me. It's something for you guys to think about. I know I haven't really spoken about what they said here, but I just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys overall. I'm really happy that Taskmaster is going to come to the game, possibly not as a tier 3, which means if he's not coming as a tier 3, he's probably not going to be universal. The only reason why I said he could be universal is because we are in desperate need of a new universal tier 3. Not necessarily need, right? But we are long overdue. The last one we got was Thanos, and that was like, what, 8-9 months ago, right? So, yeah. I don't know when the next one's going to be. I think he was kind of fitting for that universal tag, but if he's not going to get tier 3, he's probably going to fall into speed or combat, more than likely speed. And it will be interesting to see if he can rival my guy Deadpool. Anyways, the message here goes, he's done watching from the shadows. In the V580 update, this mercenary plans to show our heroes how a real fighter does battle. Hashtag Marvel Future Fight. It's going to be really interesting to see how he takes people's move and like does it even better than they do it. The thing is, I don't know how they're going to do Taskmaster justice and appease all the hardcore Taskmaster fans that would like him to literally be able to copy every attack that he sees, because that's never gonna happen. Okay, there's way too many characters in the game, way too many uniforms. If we count uniforms and characters, there's well over like 500 different characters per se. Like if every uniform counts as a different character in addition to the characters themselves, there's well over like 500-600 characters in the game, which means there's well over a couple thousand different skills that Taskmaster would somehow need to be able to mimic. Now, some of them would obviously be out of the realm of possibilities for him, like for example, Jean Grey turning into a Phoenix for her tier 3, right? So I don't see him having that Ditto effect where he can copy every attack, because let's be honest, if a Rogue didn't get that, where she can literally take people's powers and make it her own, highly doubt Taskmaster is gonna get that. If anything, he's gonna get some effects from the characters that were displayed here. That's just all I want to say. I'm gonna wrap up here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.